Hi, this is Richard Roberts, and I'm out here at Land Trust 45 Farm, which is on the Solon-Brighton Road in Solon, actually in the township of Bingham. And these are some of the varieties from the Maine Grain Alliance that we have growing up here. Now right here in the front, this is some Frederick soft wheat. I planted it and nothing seemed to happen. So then I hand planted some Altgold spelt in here, and then of course the Frederick came up, so I'll have to harvest them both together, but it should be easy enough because the spelt is so different from that soft wheat. Now over on this side I have some Gugasberg spelt that was all hand planted. This is a little weedier section, but I can see in the rows that it's starting to come up. I wasn't sure about this spelt because it had been sitting, but it looks like I'm going to be getting some out of it. This next section here is Breisgauer Bergenroterland, which is an old German landrace variety. And you can see I've got pretty good germination on these. Again, these were planted by hand using 2 earthway seeders bolted together. This next section is some Land Trust triticale, which is a variety that kind of appeared up here 6 or 8 years ago, and I lost a lot of it during 2023 when we had such horrible wet weather in June, and everything got fusarian. This section here is called Touzel Anon, which is an ancient variety from southern France. And apparently this goes back all the way to ancient Roman times from the information that we have about it. We'll see it as I can get around here and you can see the rows a little better. There we go. I've got a little tiny plot right here, which is some Ukranka. This is an old Hungarian variety, I believe, which was one of the parents of Elerigosa's Banatka. And I happened to have a couple of heads of this and thought, oh, I wonder if this is any good. And it did, it came up. So I'm happy about that. We'll see what happens next spring. So here's these other varieties that we had enough that we were able to plant with our small 6-row seed drill. This is Blé de Crépy, C-R-E-P-I. I'm probably not pronouncing it right. It's a landrace from the Île-de-France, the Champagne region. This is Sipbach Zeller, which is an old Austrian landrace. All these varieties I got from Sylvia Davatz, who is the seed saver in Vermont. And she's been able to get these varieties from big seed banks, get a little handful. And we're growing them out here now. This is Steppenweisen, an old German variety. This part here is Goldblum, which I got from some friends in Denmark. And I thought it was a Swedish variety, but looking it up, it looks like it actually another variety that came from Germany. Unterengaden from eastern Switzerland. Bartweisen, which is a landrace from Austria. This next section here is Procascus Brauner Winterkolben, which is an old Austrian variety. You can see where I ran out of seeds coming down on the ends of some. This is Automne Rouge Barbu, which is an old landrace variety from the German-French border. I have a little patch here of Rouge des Écosses, which is a landrace from Switzerland. And then down here is a whole big section of winter rye that I put in. And my plan is to be able to plant spring grains in this section next year. And down at the bottom down here, I've got a little section of Banatka, but now it doesn't really seem to be coming up. I planted these down here at the bottom as a buffer because I found some Banatka. I've had lots of it before, but again, during that disastrous summer of 2023. So I think I've got some coming up out in here. A little weedy patch right here. And then down here on the end is a little tiny patch of some Harris soft wheat. And I think there's a little bit of that coming up too. But we'll see. If there isn't, we'll just end up in the spring next plowing it under and using it with our spring varieties down here at the bottom. So here we are again. We're at Land Trust 45 Farm in Solon. This is Richard Roberts with the Maine Grain Alliance. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.